Our headlines today. Nuclear power stations could be fast-tracked over the next decade to help solve the energy crisis. The Prime Minister will make an announcement later today.
But it won't pay the bills this winter. Good morning. As the boss of OVO, one of the UK's biggest energy firms, says the government must do more now to help the poorest households or face a winter of hardship.
A huge fundraising appeal for the victims of the Pakistan floods is being launched today.
Delays to cancer treatments. We hear from patients who are struggling to get what they need. As a cancer charity says, there's been a huge increase in waiting times.
This morning's papers, with only a few days left before we get a new Prime Minister, the Eye reports that frontrunner Liz Truss is under increasing pressure from Conservatives to deliver immediate help with rising energy bills. Meanwhile, The Guardian leads with a warning from health experts that children could die this winter if their families are forced to turn off the heating. If Liz Truss does become PM, The Telegraph reports that she's considering scrapping motorway speed limits and banning smart motorways. And The Express says whoever wins will meet the Queen to officially take up their post at Balmoral, not Buckingham Palace, to save Her Majesty the trip from Scotland. The Times leads with a new study which has found that nearly half of British children now grow up outside the traditional two-parent household, with a big rise in lone parenting. The Metro leads on the domestic abuse trial of former footballer Ryan Giggs, which ended without the jury reaching a verdict. He denies the allegations against him and may now have to wait nearly a year for a retrial. And that is also the lead story on the front of The Sun.
The cost of living crisis features in a number of them. The Eye reports that Tory leadership candidate Liz Truss is under growing pressure from colleagues to deliver immediate help for households and small businesses.
The Guardian is leading with a warning from health experts that cold homes will damage children's lungs and brain development and lead to deaths.
Former footballer Ryan Giggs is pictured leaving court on the front page of The Telegraph. Mr Giggs could have to wait a year for a retrial after a jury failed to reach a verdict on charges of domestic violence against him.
And finally, a look at The Times reporting that nearly half of British children now grow up outside the traditional two-parent household. This is according to a review by the Children's Commissioner for England on the makeup of the modern family.